What's up, guys? How are you? I finally got this thing cleaned up after like a century of work and some downfalls and some weird weather. Finally got fairly far into it. We started framing it, but before that I want to kind of show you parts of the foaming process. I couldn't show you all of it because the temperature is just simply not there for us to put pour foam in there yet. So I'm hoping this weekend it'll be warm enough we can actually do it. Until then, check all this stuff. This is where we left off after it was exposed. Not the prettiest job in the world. So that section's offset. We're gonna maybe hold off here. We might have to use some pour foam specifically in here.
All right, well, we're gonna eventually clean all this up. But before we even bother to do that, we're going to take all this gross carpet off and other odd things off. We're just gonna just take them off because there's no place for them anymore in this world, and all this is gonna come off. So how we're gonna get this all off is we're gonna use a grinder and a death wheel. You see that thing? The destroyer of worlds, meaning this thing will just, if it touches your skin, it's gonna ruin your life. If you ever like use it on aluminum, don't intend to like paint and have a nice finish on that aluminum. We're really going to scrape the crap out of this, and it's going to leave pretty big ingrains into the aluminum, but we're going to carpet or gator skin over it, so that's how that's going to go. Wait for it.
Most of the carpet came off when I tried to pull it off, but some of it was not going to come off without a fight. And hence I took the wire wheel to it. I didn't want to take a sanding disc because I didn't want to grind down too many spots of the aluminum. A lot of this stuff was put together very loosely with screws. There should have been rivets or bolts with just random things. I don't really know if there were, aftermarket mods by owners or like legit stock mods by the fabricator. But there was so much stuff, so much dirt, so much things, leaves, sticks, and bugs. Like, I don't even know how they got down in there, but cleaning this thing was interesting. And just be ready for it. Taking out the side panels and taking out all the old foam. These actually the first part we have to really tackle is replacing that foam and getting those panels on, because without those panels on, everything else is going to be inherently hard to put back together.
Now we're going to complete all this before any of the deck or the extra framing gets done. It all has to be really put in and set in place. But we're going to do some very cool things to this boat that I think are going to be new to the community. All 1.5 thick sheets of whatever type of pour foam they use. So this happens to be an 1.5 thick sheet of polystyrene sheeting, aka styrofoam. What I have here is quad foam, which is the much better version of the Great Stuff gap filler. So the cold temperatures, it has a closed cell structure, and it's pretty good. I mean, but really this stuff is not for this cannot be used as reserve flotation. It doesn't work that way. It only works like in a spray. So when you spray it in the line, that's as much room as it has to cure. If you start bulking it up, it will turn to liquid and never cure. I'll show you. I have a full video on this stuff. But what it will be good for is creating a mechanical bond from the hull on this foam to the actual hull. I'll tape the seal the bottom of the foam off. In some sections I had to apply a little extra, but however much you want to put on the bottom is however much. It's skinned on both sides. We're using the tape as a skin on the other side. So what that's going to do is that's going to protect against mildew, and if gas runs down the bottom of the hull, it'll repel that, and if water, it'll repel that. So this is what I have planned for the boat. We will be using pour foam in certain spots. So let us begin. We really have a finite time to do that because that straw will eventually dry and get jammed up if we don't keep moving on. So make sure you have all your stuff together before you start this process, or you will not like the process. However big that foam got right now, it's only going to expand slightly bigger than it is, so you just got to kind of be on it at the moment. But let us it's kind of fading. Okay, stick it in here. Okay. Oh, come on. Stupid ass shit. Okay, this is bad. It's not supposed to be how it's fucking... Whatever, you know what? Just... This is the most... Possibly go in there. Push it in there. Tech Indoor Outdoor Cover Glue from Lowe's. Tried and true. Very consistent. I think the worst cover glue I ever tried is this Henry stuff. I hated it. Trying to sponsor this gentleman to become a serious YouTuber. With that, I have a budget. That budget allows for bunk carpets. This stuff is about, if anybody's wondering about the carpet I generally use, this is like the minimum standard. Then you go to 16 ounce, 20 ounce, and 24 ounce boat carpet, which is a lot better, a lot more comfortable. But this stuff is like the bare minimum of what you want. You want a rubber backing. It's about an 1/8 inch thick. Squishes down to about 1/16 inch thick once it's compressed. And so you want about 3/16 to 1/4 inch gap around this when you're doing hatches. But I mean, that's a later for you. But right now I'm gonna put this on here. But the panels need to be done first.
peek. Obviously this is a little farther on than what you just saw. That's sneak peek on what we got in the frame. And we'll talk a little bit more about all that and why I have it like that. And it'll make more sense once I'm actually done with it. Framing video is going to come up next because that's the next big thing to happen. Then the wiring, then the deck. Then I'm happy with the styrofoam so far. It did everything. The panels, they had to go on. These had to be carpeted and some wires had to be ran. This does have to be done in spurts because I'm trying to accommodate to somebody's frame style while still incorporating new stuff to make this boat better than it was. This will have an aluminum subfloor. We'll have the steering console back in there. All those things are coming. Got one box here, but this wasn't all put together straight, whoever put this in, so it kind of is not straight in here, which bothers me. There's nothing I can do about it. Putting pour foam in there too. Why can't run pour foam? You see all that up there? Not gonna allow me to run it. It's too cold. Temperature's not right. So I'm hoping by the weekend I'll be able to do that. I do have some wires ran, but I'm gonna save that until the wiring vid. The live well, we're gonna have to raise the live well lip up 3/4 inch because we're gonna add a 3/4 inch deck. We are gonna add a bigger deck back here because one is gonna fit like right perfectly underneath the lip here, and because there's no way we're gonna salvage the old thing. It was just aluminum. Out here, we're gonna do some region-specific mods. I'm gonna explain to you why I do some things here because Arizona is serious. For those of you who don't know, for those of you who think you have summers bad and have never been here, you'll never know. Down here we have this is where we're gonna do the chill mod, the cooler / live well chilling system. The live well needs it. The live well struggles. The live well has problems. It's super basic and it'll work, but it's not gonna take very good care of the fish. And I'll get more into that when I spoof with the live well. We're gonna keep the live well. We're gonna keep as much of these stock walls, and I even kept those walls up there because they were integral parts of the hull. And to gut them, I don't know if that would have done me much of a service, so kept them for the moment. And kept some of these. And we'll be putting pour foam everywhere we can, so just wait for it.